Jesus Christ is on the scene. He is trying to reclaim his people, bring them out of formalism, ceremonialism, into the truth of God, make them to accept the letter and the spirit. They are going for the letter of the law, they had forgotten the spirit. And as a reformer among the Jews, we believe as the Messiah, he had come to reclaim them, put them back onto the path. But his preaching, when he preached, the Jews, they thought something otherwise, that this man has brought another religion. Because the way he preached, he didn't preach like the other Jews. The other Jews always said, it is written. Moses said this. It is written. Isaiah said this. It is written. Jeremiah said this. Everything it is written, and they quote. Jesus doesn't speak like that. He says it has been said by them of old time, thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you, on a different level now. It sounds different. I am telling you, you heard that you must not commit adultery. But I say unto you, whosoever looketh upon a woman to lust after her, had committed adultery with her already in his heart. He's speaking with authority. Not what's written. What is written is there, but now I'm telling you this. You listen to me. Again, he says, it has been said by them of old time, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I say unto you, resist not evil. He who strikes you in the right cheek, give him the other. It has been said by them of old time, that whosoever puts away his wife, let him give her a bill of divorcement. But I say unto you, that whosoever puts away his wife, save for the cause of fornication, causes her to commit adultery, and whosoever marries her that is divorced, committed adultery. You noted? But I say unto you, but I say unto you, but I say unto you. That created the wrong impression in the hearts and minds of the Jews, that this man has brought a new religion. God Almighty was guiding the children of Israel through Moses. They had been liberated from the Egyptian bondage in the Sinai Peninsula. They were marching from one oasis to another, and they were supposed to do that for 40 years. 40 years, on and on and on and on and on, till the older generation, the people who had worshipped the golden calf, would perish. A new generation would go into Palestine. That was the philosophy behind marching for 40 years. In the desert, the Jews, the children of Israel, they needed a law that would give them quick justice. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Beautiful law. In the desert, it's a beautiful law. The adulterer and the adulteresses stone them to death. Anybody picking a firewood, doing any work on the Sabbath day, Yom Saturday, kill him, stone him to death. That's the only language they could understand. A rebellious people, as Moses describes them. He says, behold, a stiff-necked people. This is Moses, the prophet, saying, a stiff-necked means arrogant people. He says, you have been rebellious against the Lord since the day I knew you. This is your tradition from the very beginning. Since I know you, you are like that. For such a people, you need a law, hard law, stern law. It's a beautiful law. The law is made for your needs. So eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. You were trying to chase the birds from the field with that old-fashioned sling of yours, the one that David used. And the stone which you let go went and damaged somebody's eye. So this other Jew will go to the judge and says, look, this fellow here, he damaged my eye. The law says, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. I want to have his eye damaged. He broke my tooth, break his teeth. This was the law, nothing wrong with it. For a type of people in the desert, you need a law that will give you quick justice, no time to waste, no lengthy litigations, no prisons that you can put the guy in. Quick justice, get rid of the guy and his social character and move on. There's work to be done. This guy is an adulterer, he committed adultery. Your law, the Jewish law, allowed the guy unlimited number of wives. Why did you interfere with somebody else's wife or daughter? You deserve to die. There's no prisons in the desert. Leaving the guy in the desert to die of hunger and thirst was more cruel than getting rid of him by stoning him. Get rid of it. And he becomes an object lesson for others. See what happens? You do the same, you go the same way. This is the philosophy of the law. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Beautiful law. But laws have a tendency to change characters of people over a period of time. Any law, every law. The teachings of Jesus. Look, he came for the Jews, he says so. The Jews had sicknesses. They had become hard-hearted. They had forgotten forgiveness. This is what laws do. Laws have a tendency to change characters of people over a period of time. Anybody, everybody. We all get brainwashed. So the Jews got brainwashed. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. They forgot forgiveness. So Jesus Christ, another spiritual physician among the Jews. He is a spiritual physician. He sees the sickness of his people. He says, it has been said by them of old time, the prophets of old, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I say unto you, resist not evil. He who strikes you on the right cheek, give him the other. A remedy for sickness. So if a man takes away your coat, give him your cloak also. If a man makes you walk 1 mile, walk with him 2. I said, you good Christians, Britishers, you should have welcomed Hitler. Look, that guy wanted this little island, that's all. You should say, welcome. Look, that's what Jesus said. If a man wants to take your coat, give him your cloak also. Look, my empire as well. India is for you. Australia is for you. South Africa is for you. What? This little Britain. That's what you ought to have done. But no, instead you fought back. This is Islam. This is Islam teaching you that. Jesus told you to throw it at the cheek. If the man takes your coat, give him your cloak, your trousers also. That's what you're supposed to do. But you didn't follow Jesus, you followed the Muslim Islam. Islam says we must fight back, we must resist every oppressor. So, Jesus Christ, he says, he's come only for the Jew. That's what he says. In the Gospel of St. Matthew chapter 15, verse 24, you read there, that a Greek woman comes to him with a problem. Her daughter is seriously ill. And she comes to know that this mighty messenger of God has got some mysterious powers, miraculous powers. So she comes to Jesus wanting her daughter to be healed. So Jesus turns his face away. He's persisting. So the disciples say, look, this woman is persistent. Drowning woman, clutching at straws. Drowning man does the same. Drowning woman, her daughter's life is at stake. You know, you say, Master, please, help my child. So he tells her, and through her he's telling the whole world. He says, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Of the Bani Israel. The lost sheep of the Jews. Only I am sent for them. And when the disciples persist, he says, do not throw the bread of the children to the dogs. Who are the dogs? Another place Jesus says, do not throw that which is holy unto dogs. Do not throw pearls before swine. You know, Jews would throw pearls before these pigs. They're talking about human beings. To him and his people, the Jews, the rest of the world, they are the Jews, the chosen people, the children of Abraham, and the rest of the world is goyim, Gentile, unclean, uncircumcised. Her child's life is at stake. What does she do? She says, Master, even the dogs have crumbs, you know, from the master's table, crumbs. So Jesus says, give her the crumbs. Crumb is the healing. Give it to her. And she was healed. The child was healed. Thank God. But that's the crumbs. The blessings, the teachings are not for the Gentiles, not for the non-Jews. They are all dogs and pigs, according. He's telling his disciples. He says, go ye not into the way of the Gentiles. And into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go ye rather unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Throughout his life, he never preached to a single non-Jew. Among the 12 disciples of Jesus, not one was a non-Jew. The Jews, 100% Jews. He never preached to the Greeks, he never preached to the Romans. He never preached to the Palestinians. He preached only to the Jews. They are his children. According to the scripture, according to Jesus, he said, look, these are all dogs and pigs, and they don't deserve these blessings, the spiritual teaching which he has brought for his own children, the children of Israel, the Jews. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, According to the Holy Quran, we are told, he is made to say, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. So we have not sent you, O Muhammad, but as a mercy to Alameen. Alam is the world and Alameen are the world. To the universe. I have sent you as a mercy to the universe. So I said in Surah Anbiya, chapter 21, verse 107, we are told that the mission of Muhammad is to the universe. We have not sent you. Jesus said, I am not sent. Muhammad is made to say, you are not sent, but to the whole of universe. Jesus said, I am not sent, but to the Jews. Difference in the mission. The responsibility of Jesus was to reform the Jews. That's all. Reform the Jews. Take them out of the formalism, the ceremonialism, the hypocrisies. That's his job. To bring the Jews to the right path. That's his job. That makes him so great about John. Now the responsibility Allah gives the Holy Prophet Muhammad is to guide the whole of mankind in every aspect of human life. And Jesus Christ prophesied about this mighty messenger of God. He told his people in the Gospel of St. John, chapter 16, verses 12 to 14, he says, I have yet many things to say unto you, but ye cannot bear them now. You haven't got that capacity. I want to tell you a lot of things. Like the little child here. These are little children. Suppose I met them alone. What can I tell them? I will tell them a few stories, small stories, according to the capacity. I have a lot of things to tell people, to give, but I can't. I need the right type of people, mature people who will understand what I'm talking about before I can open my mouth. So Jesus Christ is telling his disciples, you cannot bear them now, means you haven't got that capacity. And the truth of that statement is written large throughout the Bible. Throughout the Bible. Again and again Jesus Christ tells his disciples, he said, ye of little faith. Ye of little faith, very man. Ye of little faith. How many times? Again and again. And he explains to them as if he's explaining to little children. And they can't understand. So he said, I even, yet without understanding, yet you can't understand what I'm telling you. I'm trying to explain to you like little children. And when he's provoked further by his disciples, he says, oh faithless and perverse generation. Faithless and perverse generation. How long shall I be with you? How long shall I be? How long shall I bear with you? And in John chapter 17 verse 3 and 4, he finished his mission. That's what he says. I want the Christians to come and tell me whether finish means finish. First is for what the Father had given me to finish. Now he tells us in John 17 verses 3 and 4 that he finished the job long before his alleged crucifixion. Long before. When there was nothing about the crucifixion, he said his job is finished. Listen. And this is life eternal, Jesus says. And this is life eternal, that they should know thee, the only true God, and Jesus Christ whom thou hast sent. This is like saying, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Isa Rasulullah. This is it. This is life eternal. If you accept that, salvation is yours. That's what he says. And this is life eternal, that we should know thee, the only true God, and Jesus Christ whom thou hast sent. Next verse. Now, he looks up towards heaven, he says, I have glorified thee, telling Allah, I have glorified thee, I have praised you. On the earth, I have finished the work which thou gavest me to do. I have finished it. Job is done. There's no crucifixion in sight. No way. He says, I finished the job. Now, O Lord, glorify me as I glorified you. Give me my reward, my pay. When you say you finished the job, your boss gave you a job to do. You completed your toho, whatever it is. You took a little job. Whether it's plumbing, electrician, carpentry, bricklaying, whatever. And now, you said, what job you gave me? I finished. Where's my pay? How is my pay? So he's asking for his pay. Did he finish the job? He says he finished it. What was the job? Glorifying God and telling them that he is a messenger of God. That's all. That's the mission. That they should know thee, the only true God, and Jesus Christ whom thou hast sent. Do you believe that? If you don't, you're not a Muslim. We believe that There is but one Allah, and Hazrat Isa alayhi salam was his messenger.